fear. It's the quiet voice that whispers, "What if you fail?" It's the invisible wall between who you are and who you could be. Every human being feels it. The student before the exam, the artist before the performance, the leader before the decision, the parent before the sacrifice. But here's the truth. Fear is not your enemy. Fear is your teacher. And today, I'll tell you stories that will show you how to stop running from fear and start walking through it. There once was a boy named Arav who lived in a small mountain village. To reach school, he had to cross a long, shaky wooden bridge every morning. Below it, a roaring river. He was terrified. So every day he sat at the edge, waiting for someone to walk with him. Weeks passed, but no one came. One evening, his grandmother gave him a small lantern. She said, "When you light this, don't look at the darkness. Look only at the light." The next morning, he lit the lantern, stepped onto the bridge, and kept his eyes on the glowing flame. He crossed, alone. When he looked back, the bridge hadn't changed. Only his focus had. So, fear loses power when your focus shifts from the darkness to the light. A young painter named Meera stared at her blank canvas for days. She had talent, passion, and time, but fear of judgment froze her hands. What if people laugh? What if it's not good enough? One day her mentor visited. He dipped his brush in paint and drew one messy, bold stroke across the canvas. Meera gasped, "You ruined it!" He smiled. "No, I started it. Now you can't fear making a mistake because the first one's already done." She laughed, picked up her brush, and began to paint, wildly, freely. Her first painting sold within a week. Sometimes the cure for fear is action, even an imperfect one. In an old zoo, there was a lion named Raja who had been born in captivity. One day, the zookeeper forgot to lock the gate. The lion stepped out, took one look at the open fields, and went back inside. He had lived so long in the cage that freedom scared him. He didn't realize the door was open all along. Many fears are cages we built ourselves. Step out. The world outside is waiting. High above the mountains, an eagle named Asha noticed dark clouds forming. All the smaller birds flew away, but Asha didn't. She spread her wings and flew into the storm. The winds lifted her higher above the clouds, where the sun still shone. She realized something profound. The storm I feared was the very thing that lifted me higher. Courage isn't the absence of fear. It's choosing to rise because of it. A young surfer named Leo dreamed of riding the biggest waves, but every time he fell, he came out coughing and frustrated. He wanted to quit. One day, an old surfer told him, "The ocean never stops moving. You can't control the waves, only your balance." The next day, Leo fell again and again, but this time he laughed. By sunset, he was gliding with the waves instead of fighting them. Fear teaches us flow. You don't overcome fear by resisting it. You overcome it by learning its rhythm. A young monk once asked his master, "How do I remove fear?" The master handed him a candle and said, "Walk into the dark forest tonight." The monk trembled. "But I'll be scared." The master smiled. "Then carry the light with you. That night, shaking, the monk walked into the woods. The further he went, the less afraid he felt. Not because the forest changed, but because he did. When he returned, the master said, "Courage isn't walking without fear. It's walking with fear and still choosing to move forward. Fear will never truly disappear, but when you understand it, it becomes your compass." Fear shows you what matters. Fear points toward growth. The bravest people in history, inventors, artists, explorers, dreamers, weren't fearless. They were simply fear-aware, but still willing to act. So the next time your heart races, your hands tremble, and your mind screams, "I can't," take a deep breath and whisper back, "Maybe I can." And that single step, that single maybe, is where courage begins. Because the truth is, fear is not a wall, it's a door. And when you walk through it, you don't just find courage, you find yourself. If this story touched your heart, share it with someone who needs a little courage today. Subscribe for more stories that heal, inspire, and remind you you are stronger than your fear.